Welcome everybody to the Team SRI Motorsports Facebook page. Here live from the SRI Performance Warehouse here in Race City, USA, Mooresville, North Carolina, with the 7th Annual World Short Track Championship happening this weekend at America's Home for Racing, the dirt track at Charlotte. We are taking the time to welcome in some of the great drivers that we are privileged to be a part of their career and help sponsor them. And today we have a young kid who truly has a bright future in the sport of auto racing. He's the youngest person to ever win a sportsman event at the Albany Saratoga Speedway, and will be piloting this Rocket XR1 Pro Late model this weekend, along with a big block modified, making his big block debut with the Super Dirt Car Series next weekend at the World Finals. 12 years old. What was y'all doing when you was 12 years old? This kid's making a name for himself. Bam Bam, Brock Pinkerous. Brock, great to have you here at SRI Performance. I know you're definitely looking forward to this weekend. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's an opportunity to come here. It's awesome, and can't thank Randy enough and all the people here. They put their hard time into this.
So we're here now. We're going to get to this here in a little bit, but I want to know, and a lot of people want to know your story, because you're one of the youngest kids out here racing. So you started out when you was about 6 years old in the slingshots. Talk about how the idea for you racing come about and how you ended up in them slingshots.
It was a funny story. My dad bought me a slingshot because I was begging him to, and he got me a slingshot. I hopped in it, and I started it up, and he told me to ease into the gas, and I didn't really do that. And I drug him around the parking lot and stuck my slingshot into the back of the truck, and had to grab a skid steer and pull my slingshot out. And then he sent me on my way and went out to the back of the field and ripped around. And then my dad said, because I was racing dirt bikes too at the time, and he gave me an option, and I picked racing, as you can see. And so we came a long ways, and 42 career wins in a slingshot, and it's pretty awesome.
So I've talked to you. I haven't really got to talk to Paul yet. Does your family have a background in racing before you?
No, never. My dad never raced. None of my family. My Uncle Tommy only raced like three-wheelers and stuff like that, but that wasn't related to dirt car or anything.
So do you know where your love could have possibly come from for the sport?
I don't know. When I first started in a slingshot, I'm a 12-year-old from the outside, and as soon as I strap my helmet on, I'm a different person inside.
So you go to the slingshot. You have a lot of success in them. What's some of the best memories in slingshots?
Winning, definitely. We had our ups and downs. Every time we showed up to a slingshot track, and they knew I was coming for them, and it's awesome to know that. And everybody, like younger kids like my age, are starting to get into it, and it's happy to see it. So,
any win really stick out to you as probably the best of your career during that time of your life?
My first ever win. I have a big old picture in my room. My face is beet red. In my locker too. It's awesome. That's
one of them feelings. I know when I raced, I got that first win. Has that feeling been matched ever since?
Yeah, definitely. Like it always is in the back of my mind.
So you've had all this success in the slingshots. What was finally the decision to make you move up into the Northeast style modifieds?
Oh, my dad was like, we bought me a Sportsman, and it was an older car. We weren't looking to pit all the brand new parts on it, pit used parts, but they're awesome parts. And we sent me out for an open practice. Went out there, just looked like a rookie, and went to my first ever race, and that was at 5 Mile Point, and it was a limited race, and I went out there and gapped them, was leading, and a lap car spun out in front of me, and that ruined my first ever win. And then I went up to Albany, Saratoga, and my dad said, have at it. And I went out there, and second fastest, only the second time in the car. And ever since then, we've been going there weekly, and that track's awesome. And got my first win there, actually, too, and it's awesome.
How was that learning curve? You're going from this little small slingshot, it's probably not as tall as us sitting here, to one of these modifieds. How was the learning curve switching from that small of a car to this big beast that you're now running?
It was a hard learning curve. We still don't know all the stuff about the Northeast Modified, and my dad said, it's just like the slingshot. It took us almost 2 or 3 years to get know and be good and had the setup and everything, and so it's going to take a little bit to get acclimated to the sportsmen and these cars. We're brand new to this stuff, so it's awesome.
So you're 12 years old, or 10 years old at the time when you moved into modifieds, right? Was it intimidating at all for you to be a small kid racing against some of these people that's been racing 20 plus years, all these guys that's probably old enough to be your dad?
Yeah.
Was it intimidating racing with some of them prominent figures around the area and being so young?
No, not really. I never had a fear when I was a little kid. I had a little Pee Wee dirt bike 65 KTM, and I was out back riding in the back of my yard, and I saw a big fire pit. I was like, yeah, I can jump over this. It won't be no problem. And I jumped, and of course I land right in the middle. My dirt bike's in the fire. I get up. I was like, it's not even burning. It's fine. Dad comes running around the corner. Get out! Get out! Get in the fire! It's gonna burn! It's gonna burn! And so I was like, it's not even burning. I was just chilling. I was like, it's not even burning. So I almost made it out, but I didn't. So.
No stop, drop, and roll necessary.
Yeah, no, I wasn't burning.
So you've never really had a fear when it comes to. Was there ever a slight fear going from the slingshots to the big blocks, or you're just cool, calm, collected? It's just another part of life.
It's yes, it was a little scary. I got nervous. If you're not nervous, you shouldn't be racing. So that's kind of the deal too. But like, I wasn't really scared to go out there. Like, I wasn't scared to run around those guys. But those guys at a race upstate, and when they hear a 12-year-old, and when I go past them, nice and clean, they're not happy anymore, so they decide not to run me clean, and that's what happened at Oswego. They don't run me clean because they know I'm better than them, and they just don't run me clean at all. So that happened last weekend, but it's whatever. So they just push me around, and I just have to deal with it. They're just butthurt old man.
So what was the biggest lesson you had to learn running with these older guys that maybe might rough you up a little bit? What were some of the biggest lessons you had to learn making that transition?
I had to learn that if they rough you up, you rough them back. And that's the only way you're going to do it. So.
Yeah. So what are so I know you've been close with the Blair family, of course. I know you've run Sean Martin and them. Who are some of the people you've kind of leaned on for advice when it comes to racing? Some of them older guys that have a little bit more experience. Has anybody you've really leaned on for advice in your career?
I mean, I have 2 different crew chiefs. I have one for upstate, and his name's Jack Laner. Yes, I lean on him, and I'll get a little information off him, how to drive these cars, how to work on them. And Max Blair I talked to, he helped me a lot, how to drive the car in the slip track. Don't get out of the gas, the car unsettles. It helps a lot. And, only for 2 races, it's been awesome, because it doesn't even look like I've been out there for 2 weeks. It looks like I've been out there for a year now, and I'm doing really good so far. So we're going to see what we can do this week, and hopefully it goes good.
Who is one of them drivers you race with? You look at him and say, that guy, that's what I want to be one day.
Definitely, like, Max Blair is one of them. Brandon Overton, a bunch of those guys. But Max Blair is one of them just because his family, Rob and him, they're all nice people, down nice people, and they really help us a lot. And I can't thank Rob and Max enough for this opportunity. They drove all the way from, I don't even know where they're coming, deep south to come help us. And, not much people do that for you, and it's awesome. So.
You're saying a lot of late model names here. You're mostly around the Northeast style stuff, but we're sitting here with a pro late model right here behind us. We've seen people like Tim McCready go from the big blocks and make a smooth transition now as a 2-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion. Where do you see your career going? Do you think what is the ceiling you think for Brock Pinkerous? Are you wanting to possibly make it up to be like a Kyle Armstrong one day? Are you possibly thinking maybe following the path of somebody like a Tim McCready or maybe a Tim Fuller or something like that?
Definitely, it's hard to choose, because look at Tim McCready. Every time he gets back in a big block, right, he'll do good, but he has his up and downs. Like he's not in big blocks enough to know what he's doing. You know, he just win the past champions race at Middletown last week, and so it's hard to choose, definitely. But as of right now, it's the late model deal for me. It's just I like it better. The cars ride better. They drive better. I like the design. Ever since I was a little baby, didn't speak, made motor noises. Mom would be like, shush, shush, right? But it's awesome. My parents take care of me really well, and I can't thank both of them and my sister enough that brought me up this level, and it's crazy. My dad is an awesome man for this, and look at what I have behind me, and this is 2 badass cars, and it's awesome.
So you've talked about possibly that Tim McCready. What is, even if we could dream a little bit maybe, or this could be reality for you. What is the true ceiling? What do you really want to be one day, possibly? Where do you think the ceiling is for Brock Pinkerous? Maybe could we see you on asphalt one day, maybe in the Cup Series? What do you think that ceiling could be, where you really want to be in life?
You don't make as much money as dirt when you're on asphalt. You can have a NASCAR ride, and you can go to Xfinity Series and all of that and make as much money as you want, and that's for asphalt guys. But I like dirt a lot, and I don't really do good on asphalt at all, but it's definitely something I could try, and I would love to do. Like, it's not something I would not like to do. I want to try it sometime, and if I like it, I might go that way. You never know. So.
Do you think, I noticed you run on the Coke syrup a little bit, some of them indoor races during the winter. Is there anything you could take away, maybe from the dirt to apply to that, or from the Coke syrup to apply to dirt to help you as a better driver?
Well, I like really tight cars, stuck to the track, and not loose cars. Like asphalt could take me somewhere because I like tight cars, and dirt, like how we set up our cars, and they pit them tight for me, but sometimes we go a little too much, and then I start not to like dirt, like tight cars like that. But when it's just right on the dot, like Erie's, I was able to drive my car right around the turn, and I was loving it. And so definitely asphalt's a plan. Like if dirt doesn't really work out, or we want to go race locally on the asphalt tracks, we can always do that.
So, we've talked about your career. That leads us up to here. You have a Pro Late Model sitting behind us. You got the 7th Annual World Short Track Championship this weekend. I know you've run Lernerville. You've kind of tested at Erie's a little bit. I know you want to go out there and win. But what's the expectations going into this weekend? Really you're going against the best in the country that Crusoe have to offer. You have people coming up from the deep south of Alabama and Florida, people coming down from your area, Pennsylvania. You've got the stiffest competition you can ask for. What's the expectations for you this weekend?
To do good. I mean, we didn't just come out here and ride and back. We're 10 hours away from home, so we came here to compete and let these guys know we're here. So it's going to be an awesome time, and whoever's watching this live right now and was going to watch on the Dirt Vision, they're going to see a show happen. So
we hope we can see a show out of you. Of course, he'll be piloting this Pro Late Model this weekend. It's the 7th Annual World Short Track Championships. It's a dirt track at Charlotte. But of course, we've also got other big news that's happening. Yeah, you got this weekend, but next weekend, the World Finals, grandest stage of them all around the Southeast. You will be making your Super Dirt Car Series debut in the Big Block Modified.
Yeah.
Any butterflies right there?
I mean, yes and no. It's someone else's motor that we're borrowing, and I can't thank them enough. But yes, I have butterflies in my stomach. It's 856 horsepower going to be underneath me, and I'm going to try to control it the best I can. And our goal for that next week is just to qualify, not to go out there and try our hardest. It's like basically you can call it testing. We're going to go there, we're still going to put our hard time into it, and we're going to try to qualify. And if we don't, it's fine. It's not going to be the first time I didn't qualify, but when we go down there this week, it's game on. Flip the switch in your head, and try to do the best you can.
So you've made most of your starts this year in the Sportsman Modified. You're going into Pro Late Model this week and Super Dirt Car Series next week. How do you have to adjust your driving style to adapt to these 3 different apparatuses?
So it's definitely a hard one. I raced Erie's and I had 2 months off, and I got back in my Sportsman in my small block, and going down the backstretch. My dad tells me after I came back from practice, like, "You okay out there? Steering's fine. What are you doing?" And because I was all over the place, couldn't keep the car straight, I was like, "What's going on?" And I actually got a hold of it. But when I went to Lernerville last weekend, I went around the first lap, and it only took me 1 lap, and I was actually surprised how long it didn't take me that long to get acclimated to the car again. And we did pretty darn good when we were down there. So
it's definitely a hard track to learn. We see a lot of people go up there and try to attempt it at the Firecracker 100 every year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. But of course, you will be piloting a pro. What's the career path possibly for 2023? Of course, you got the big block, but you also got this. There's also something called a super late model you could be hopping in soon. Possibly, we've seen people like Tyler Reddick, the youngest ever winner, won 14 years old at East Bay. Possibly around the same age as you, took almost the same path with the crate late model. What are you expecting for 2023 and beyond? Possibly the big block or more towards the late model?
definitely more towards the late model. My dad just bought 2 brand new cars, and definitely towards the late model. We're going around, and our next year goal is we're going with Max Blair for 12 or 15 races, and we're going to run a couple series. We're going to try to follow the Rush series, and we're going to come back down here and race again. And, so we'll see what happens. As in right now, I know we're going to stay with Max, and we're going to go around for 12 or 15 races, and hopefully we do good. And looking forward to it.
Of course, the Rush series, Max Blair's come out of there. Good friend of mine, Logan Robertson, champion this year, is going to be making a super day, or got him a super ride next year. Do you think that could be the real step, do you think, to really propel your career, go out next year and really impress on that tour?
So it's not official yet, but we are actually going to the Dome this year with with a super. It's not official.
Paul, you're shaking your head over there.
It's not official yet.
It's not official. They're talking about it, but
we are planning on going to the Dome this year.
It's a thought in the back of your head. That place can make a name for you. Look what it's done to Tyler Carpenter here recently, defending 2-time Gateway Dirt Nationals champion. But
Yep.
yes, that could be in the works. Paul was shaking his head behind the camera. All right, so before we wrap it up, of course, we're lucky to have you a part of the SRI family. What does SRI mean to not only yourself but your whole effort here?
It means a lot, honestly. I can't thank Randy enough and all the people here. And Randy just makes it the whole thing. He went to Sean and put my name out to him, and this is what has bring it to me. And that's would never happen without Randy. And look at SRI. It's a big whole thing. They have 2 plants and all the workers, everybody. So it would have never made anything without Randy.
Now, of course, you ever need anything from SRI, go to sriperformance.com or go to our Facebooks at Team SRI Motorsports or SRI Performance. For any part inquiries, give us a call, 704-662-6982 here at the Mooresville location. Of course, yes, we're one great sponsor, but it takes more than just us to possibly run this machine. Who's some of your better partners here with Brock Pinkerous Racing?
MPS, Valor, Deckelman Trucking, Pacilla's All the Body, Foam Boys. Got a bunch of them. Can't thank my mom, dad, sister. My sister made it all for me. She first time I ever went out in a slingshot, she didn't really love racing that much. She told me that. And but now she does. And yes, she had to miss her homecomings. Yes, she had to miss a lot of stuff to come race with me. But that's what it makes. So, but now she brought me here, and she don't gotta worry about it now.
All right, so we got Brock Pinkerous here. Cheer him on. Of course, you're going to have speaking of your sister, I know she helps out with your repair. You're going to have T-shirts and hats and everything available this weekend at Dirt Track of Charlotte?
Yeah, come meet my sister and my mom somewhere down in the pits or something. I don't know where they're going to set up, but come buy some merch and support me.
So Brock's going to stay here. We're actually going to bring in somebody who also works here at SRI. He is the voice behind the premier dirt late model podcast of the Speed Sport Podcast Network. Ford Bites, Mr. Kyle Armstrong. I'm Blake Harris. We'll see Kyle in here momentarily. Stay tuned with us here live on the Team SRI Motorsports Facebook page.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a sun drop.
Thank you.
Make sure you mention Sean a little bit, please.
All right. I can't touch.
What's up, Brock? Kyle Armstrong, good to meet you.
Brock.
Well, I have to get me a cold sun drop here. I know you just had your first sun drop a little while ago.
Yeah.
They don't have. Hey, we can make a toast here to SRI. But
Yeah, I'm gonna need some drop.
we need to get a sponsorship for for Brock for sure.
Yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming down here today. This is pretty awesome. You guys brought the car and camped out here last night, and how was that?
It was awesome. It was actually fun. We watched a football game, made some food out back. It was one of the living the dream on the road.
Yeah, it smelled like y'all were cooking breakfast or something when I showed up this morning. It
Yeah.
smelled good back there.
Yep.
So, well, man, I was sitting back there listening to Blake. You did a great job. But one more question a question that I had come to my mind was, your nickname is Bam Bam. How'd you come up with that?
So it's actually definitely not from racing. Most people think it is, but it's definitely from football. I got it from my youth football league. I hit a kid so hard, and the coach goes, Bam Bam, and just stayed in my name. So now my nickname's Bam Bam.
I love it. I was actually, I've never told nobody this, but like whenever I was 2 or 3 years old, I was Bam Bam for Halloween one year. So to me, that's pretty cool that that's your nickname. And,
Yeah.
So you've got him on the car here, and you've got the Bam Bam little bats here. That's pretty cool. I guess you'll have these at your merchandise wagon
Yep.
this weekend. But yeah, it's cool that you all came down here, and we appreciate you coming. And this weekend at Charlotte's gonna be pretty good for you. Have you ever raced that track before?
Oh yeah, I actually have with the 602 crate
See.
modified, and I set fast time there, and we did pretty good. And I think the first night we got 4th or 5th, and ended off the week with I think top 10 place finish or something like that.
Well, that's good. You've kind of already talked about your expectations, but I'll tell you what, you guys have got a great looking brand new rocket chassis sitting here, and you got to be excited about what the future has to offer for you.
Yeah, definitely. Sean Martin actually helped us a lot with this too. Sean is a really good guy, down to earth, and he let us borrow his car for years, and then it became a deal, and now we have 2 cars, and we're gonna race, and Sean's always gonna be there with us.
So that race at Charlotte, will that be your last race of the year, or you got something else lined up?
We got Volusia lined up, and South Carolina, and stuff like that.
So you'll stay on the road kind of down in this area for a month or so, I
Yeah,
guess.
something like that.
Living out of the old motorhome, like you said, life on the road has got to be fun for a young man like you. And you make me feel old. I mean, about the time you were born, I was graduating high school. So but it's so awesome to see young kids like you getting into this sport. That's what it's all about, and it takes that to move on to the next generation by far.
Yeah, definitely. It does take a long time, but it's pretty awesome how long I've come and look at me. I'm in the SRA showroom, so.
Yeah, it's a cool opportunity, and your parents obviously are behind you 110%, and you guys have got nice equipment, and you've got to really feel fortunate to have the opportunity that you've got for sure, and you got a big future ahead of you. So just I wish you the best of luck out there, and hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane this weekend at Charlotte for sure.
Yeah, thank you. You'll definitely see me in Victory Lane.
We're looking forward to it. We'll come down there and get our picture made. How about
All right.
that?
Yep.
So you guys come see us too this weekend at we'll have the hospitality stuff going on, and come eat with us, drink with us, and
Have a good time.
We'll have you some cold sun drop there.
Yeah.
And we need to get
Hey, Sundrop, you need to sponsor me or something. I don't know.
the man loves sun drop. First time he's ever had one, and it's a hit. So appreciate you coming down
Yeah,
here.
no
That's all
problem.
I've got. Blake did a great job with this, and I can't think of too many more questions to ask you. So. Yeah, this is, we're here at SRI, Kyle Armstrong, Brock Pinkerous, Bam Bam. Look for them on the track this weekend at Charlotte Dirt Track, and wish them the best of luck and the most of success going forward in the future.
Good luck. Thank you.
Bam, bam. You're a natural, man.
Thank you.